So, what questions do y'all have? Any questions that y'all want? Anything y'all want to go over?
Yeah, as soon as you start trading, you look for bias right away. I mean, what's the first thing you do when you open the chart?
First thing I open a chart is I'm just looking at higher time frame first. So, like I said, um, I don't go way to the weekly. Like some people tell you they go to the weekly, monthly, and all this stuff. I don't do that. I just look really at the 4 hour, typically the 4 hour show stuff. So we already see that we had a sweep already. And then, like I said, we had this trend line that been already broke. So it's like it took our liquidity, it broke this trend line, and now we building more liquidity. So I know that right now my mindset at this moment, okay, we're bullish for the day. Like we could be potentially bullish. This is Wednesday. Wednesday created the low of the week. So I expect to have some bullishness kick in. All right. Now I'm looking for my strong points, right? So all day we had what happened previous day. So now I'm looking at what happened the previous day. Well, I'm looking for strong points. As you can see, we sweep liquidity and we create a high. So that point was touched. This was the last time the strong low was touched, and then we went up. So now I'm looking for a POI. So now I see that, okay, maybe something in here, they have something in here. So I go down 10 minute, I see a wick. So the wick tapped in. All right, what this is, a hammer candle, right? When we go to our candle patterns, we see that that's what we're using. So we're using the hammer candle. Okay, there's your wick. So most likely the market can react to that point, right? So now we're looking at, we highlighted this, and now the day has started, right? So now 2 o'clock kick in up here. Nice. So 2 o'clock kick in. And now I'm still saying, okay, I need the market to come in here. I need the market to come here. All right. So you start to see what? Strong. You got a high that takes out Asia liquidity, which this takes it too, but we have a build up right there. So we're still bullish. And now the market start transitioning. And you can see that we take out liquidity with this one. All right. Why did it take out liquidity? Well, we see that we had this last high point, low point. We created a little high, which is very micro. You barely can see it. And then we had this high created that took liquidity, right? And then it broke structure, which is this low. What was the high that was created? This one, liquidity. We can mark that as liquidity. And then there's multitude of things you could do with your entry. You can enter directly off the order block. You can enter off a closed candle. Like all these things up to you. All right. Now, if you caught this trade, where you aiming for? You're aiming for the target, which I just use liquidity, right? Liquidity Asia. You can see we have equal lows. That's liquidity. All right. That's what I aim for. As you can see, sometimes, just like we talked about earlier, the market don't have to touch your OB. It just have to take liquidity. Hence why my TP is at liquidity. All right. Market continues to go, tap us in. Perfect. So if you was looking at just that alone, now you can basically aim for the high that causes. So this high, right? So we will trade to this high. So if you didn't catch the sell into your buy, you could just call this buy. This buy is a 1 of 17. That's real nice, right? Along the way, we have multiple continuation entries that you could have just bought right here, bought like I did right here until we took out this high. And that's how I get my bias. Like that's my bias for the day. So now everything is completed. I'm done.
Do you always refine your areas in the M1?
For the most part, either M1 the 2 minute time frame.
Yeah.
Very, very rare that I use the 5 minute, but I do use the 5 minute sometimes if just nothing don't make sense.
Okay.
But typically you could still find a strong low, right? So
Yeah.
even if I was to say, for instance, like this whole area was my strong low, right? If I highlight this, right, it might be like a 5 minute time frame, a 10 minute time frame right there, or whatever the case may be, right? It all depends, but the candles kind of formulate. Yeah, see?
Yeah. Yeah, I
10
got you.
minute, 15 minute or whatever. Yeah. So you long as you can long as you can identify your strong points, it really doesn't matter. Just make sure you pick the right point. You can see like this is the last high for the low. This whole thing is my OB. If you wanted to trade that, you can
Yeah.
trade that, but it just makes sense not to trade it like this because you have liquidity right here. So
Right.
you will want to trade under the liquidity. So if your entry was like that, that's still perfect, right? Right. 1 to 8
Yeah,
is your target.
I feel like I work a lot with the 50M, and the areas are pretty big, and I get some setups in the 50 minutes, but actually I will get a stop loss and it will turn down to the 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I recognized.
Yeah, and that's something that I mentioned. Right, a break order block will look like something like this. The market could just trade, like let's say this is your 15-minute order block. The market could trade out of, well, I didn't draw that good, but it could trade out of it, touch it one time. That's your first touch. And then it could touch it one more time, and then it'd be the lower portion or lower
Yeah.
time frame, and then it goes up higher. I mean, that can happen sometimes. But it depends on how you want to trade it. So this particular way, trading it like this, just taking one trade and go with it, this would be nice for somebody that's working or something like that. Because you could just put a limit order right here, right?
Yeah.
Everything makes sense. You got liquidity, yada, yada, yada. Boom. You can put a limit order here, or you can put a limit order right under the liquidity, and then your stop loss will not be the actually won't be that big, right? It'd be just about 6 pips stop loss.
Yeah, that's
And
perfectly fine.
and TP already smacked, right? TP smacked for the day, you'd be good. One trade is a perfect place. 1 to whatever we said it was, or what it was, or 1 to what?
117, I think.
1 to 17. So yeah, I mean that's pretty nice. That's a pretty nice trade. 1 to 17. All right. And for those that like to refine or have more confirmations, as you can see, we tapped out order block. Right, I'm gonna delete this again. We tapped the order block, our point of interest. We had a high, a low, liquidity built high. We swept liquidity. You can enter there. There's another, 1, 2, we had a 2.7, 2.8 stop loss. That's a 1 to 38 for the target that's for that target. Hold on. Just taking out the high, that's a 1 to 14. So multiple entry points. You could take this entry, right? Same stuff again. We just following strong lows to strong lows. You're just catching the trend line at this point, right?
Yeah.
You could call it order flow. You just call it just chains of strong lows, whatever you want to call it. Multiple ways to call it. I heard order flow, demand chain, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's strong low. What it done? It take out a little bit of liquidity, broke up, had liquidity there, come down. That's another entry. And then we're just continuation from there. So, yeah.
Wait, bro, why is this strong low? This one?
Watch.
This one?
Oh, because look what it does. So, you see I have this high, this low, this high, take liquidity. Strong low. Strong low, market comes back and tap right into the strong low. That's a strong low. So what I said, strong low come from another strong low, right?
Okay.
Then this breaks up, have a high, liquidity, and so forth.
Okay.
It's just something to kind of play with. You can kind of see in the details if you really want to dig in deep. You can see how this low takes out the liquidity out this wick too.
Yeah.
It's just something you gotta just kind of play with it. Like, of course, I didn't take a trade there. It's an area that could have been taken, but it wasn't clear to me at the moment until after it happened. Once it happened, I made sure that this was the reason why it's a strong low, and then I just take the reaction from there. That's why I didn't have an entry here. I had an entry here.
Yeah,
But it still makes sense to take the trade if you was if you was able to identify it. She's going, boy. So my target for this trade, of course, is this high. But I already took, I took partials here. I took partials here. And now I'm just gonna let it run until we take out this high. That's why I said I was done for the day.
Yeah.
If it plays, it plays. If it does decide to reverse, then hey, I'll be still happy. Pretty decent RR that could happen on this trade. This was 1-8. Yeah. All right. So do we have some more questions? Any other questions that I can answer?
You always aim for 1 to 5 or more.
Yeah, I would say liquidity. Like I spoke about before, multiple ways to target. So for your TP, for your exit plan, your exit plan could be just the highs. So I try to aim for 1 to 5s, but the highs, that's liquidity. So if it's just a 1 to 3, I still either break even or I might still take partials. It depends on how I feel about it. But then after that, you start targeting other highs. So this is liquidity, so I will target that high. This is liquidity, so I will target that high. Or you could do it the mechanical way, right? And we can see that the market has what? Created this high, created this low. So you can just do something like this. And you can use this as targets. So then this will be a target, this will be a target, this will be a target. All depends on how you want to trade. If you want to have a fixed TP, that's fine too. So if you do have a fixed TP of 1 to 5 and it's consistent, then do it. Do what works.
Okay.
Do what works. I mean, you get 1 to 5 every day. That's 25% Monday through Friday. If my math is correct, right? 25%. So you're making 25% a week. We're looking at 100% by the end of the month.
Sounds good.
Right, exactly. So of course you got to account for the losses and all that stuff that happens in between, but you're more than sure, you're more likely to be ending a week off or ending a month off profitable. Even if your whole week go bad, you still can end your month off profitable. So yeah, figure out, but whatever you're gonna do, stay consistent with it. All right. I particularly plan on swinging this trade if I can. Typically the market, like these areas that I entered in, normally get swept because tomorrow could start consolidating. We could then want to seek to take out the liquidity, and then we could come into maybe a strong low here, or maybe there's something in here that hasn't been tapped that the market comes to, and then it continue to go higher. These are multiple things that can happen. But I am looking to, if the market lets me ride, then I want to go ahead and take this high. That's just
So
me.
can I have a question?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, let me draw this.
Mhm.
Okay, so suppose you have a impulsive move, and then you have an imbalance here. So before that, you have a range, and then you have a field imbalance, and then something like this, and then do this, and then do this. Would you consider this to be strong low,
Yeah, so I could consider this strong low
even if this
because
one is not balanced?
right, I still could consider this if it's really mainly on a higher time frame though. And I'm gonna show you, if you erase this, I can show you an example of why I say yeah. So we go to the 4 hour. Look, exactly what you do, exactly what already happened, right? Look at this. All this imbalance, the market sweeps liquidity. I can enter that. I will enter that.
Which one?
Just this one right here. right? Sweeps liquidity, taps in, go. Imbalance. High, low, sweep liquidity. We're in the middle of nowhere. We still got nothing but imbalances, but look what happened. Just play the reaction. The reaction came, tap in, whatever. We're going to continue to go up higher. So now what that tells me is later on in the future, this is liquidity, right? This could be potential liquidity until we tap something strong enough, right? This could be an area that the market taps. This could be liquidity. This is an area the market could tap, as you can see, imbalance. See what I mean? Market saves stuff for later to tap in. The market has to have something to come back into, right? Watch this. This is, and this was a area that was left, right? You see that the market went away and kept going, right? Look what happens. Market taps in just to give a reaction to go up higher. Look at all this imbalance, right? This is a lot of imbalance, right? Look what it does. Just to give a reaction, continue to go up higher. Watch the next area. Why the next area play? Watch it. All this imbalance. That's why we get a reaction. All right. Take out what's next? This imbalance. This be potential imbalance. Give a reaction. Why this area happened? Look at the imbalance. Now look at the reaction. Now we're looking to take out this high. The market needs something in the future to take out. It needs something to take out. So it's going to leave areas on purpose. And that's how you create liquidity. So if I have something like this, and then I sweep liquidity, this is liquidity for the future. This is my order block. So everybody that's looking at this order block for the future, that thinking that the market is going to push away, that's going to be the people that's going to lose from this supply or demand zone, right? Supply and demand zone. So now you have this, right? Take out liquidity. Now what? This is liquidity. So now when the market is ready to start turning around, what is going to do? Sweep liquidity, break, tap this area. That's liquidity. Market is going to tap in here. We're bullish. Market, what? May tap this area, give you a little bit, continue. Take out this liquidity, tap into this area. All right, now pay attention to what might happen. Something like this might happen. That's why we have breaker blocks. That's why I have breaker blocks, because a breaker happens and this is still available for the future. But what's going to happen in the future? Market then will what? Create this area, breaker block, tap in. This is available, but haven't been tapped yet. And the market will continue to then target the areas that it left. Now tap into the area that it left. Or you're expecting maybe to do something like that. It might not do that. Might give a reaction, tap it to here, and then continue lower. Tap it to here, higher, go lower. And then that's how the market moves. All right, so it needs something in the future to run into, so it can move in waves, because the market don't move straight up and down. It don't move just up and down. It has to tap into something that makes it move. All right. So when that type of stuff happen in the market, don't worry about it. Just let it keep on flowing. Just catch the next strong low, strong high, and just continue to go with the market. Take what the market gives you. All right.
That sounds complicated and
Right. That's why I just want y'all to stick to strong high, strong low. After a while, man, you're gonna start understanding, like liquidity. Like, see how this low takes out liquidity, but then it becomes liquidity itself. The market fractal. The market is fractal. All these areas that was strong, like this area is liquidity for later in the future. Everything is liquidity. Not one piece of this market is not liquidity. Everything in this market is liquidity. It's just about which one is relevant liquidity. What is important right now? It's not important right now, so it won't take it until later on. some area is for reversal liquidity. So you have areas that happen in the market that can reverse the market. So we have an area that is strong enough, right? Let's say this is your break retest area. This area could be strong enough for in the future when the market is finally done trending, where it's trending all for years and years and years, and then they finally come back to this area. It can be strong enough to reverse the market. It can be. Or it's just use it as a pivotal point. It use it as a breather. It use it as an area to break. I could break right here, and then we're gonna continue to go up higher. Just like this particular area. We had all this, it was going bullish, and then what happened? We start going bearish, right? Now you can imagine that this area, right? This area definitely will probably be an area that the market may take a break at. But it could just tap into it and then keep going. Why I say that? It's because it break, retest, right? Strong high, but that don't mean it's going to be strong enough to reverse the market and continue going down. It could do that, but the likeliness of it doing it, I don't think it will. Just because of higher time frame, you know. Y'all kind of play with this. Look at stuff that happened in the past. Look how many strong points that never been touched. This area never been touched. Why? Because it's going to be a pivotal point for for the future. Why this bit haven't been touched? This wick, because it's some in the future. Why this point haven't been touched? Some in the future. You see this? All these areas that's now like that's just there that haven't been touched. It's for the future. Look at this. All these points for the future. Now look at the ones that were touched. We go up in here. See, take out the liquidity. Now that's filled. Now this whole high is just liquidity. This not touched, but this one is. See, all this inbounds, but look at this. Liquidity been filled. All right, so that's filled. All right, then we have this low, this high. Oh, this one been filled. Okay, cool. Why this ain't been? This is for the future, but this one right here has been filled. Look, high, low, tap in. It's been filled. Continue. Like y'all see this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Market is complicated, but it's simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. You just got to understand. You got to be able to read what's going on. We know this is a strong high because it took out liquidity. It's not the strong high because the strong high came from here. But we're talking about relevant liquidity. We took out relevant liquidity. So there's your reaction, and we just play the reaction. Now we can trade from here. So I was trading. Take out the liquidity right here. This is relevant. This is a strong high. It's a relevant strong high. Market takes out liquidity, taps in, continue. Let's go. This one is a little weird, but what this is just a high, a low, a high, low. We take out the liquidity. That was it. Took out the liquidity. Now we can sell. Everybody understand that so far?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, cool.
Can you just go to the 1 minute back?
What time for? I mean, what pair?
EU.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just saw from Hunter on Instagram that he took a sell on the left
Right here.
up candle. Yeah, and I don't know how he managed to take the entry right there.
Okay, let's see what we over there. Like Hunter trade time as well, so
Yeah,
something over
if you
here.
if you're not able to say it, it's also okay.
No, that's all good. Let's just see what's in here. It's all gonna be the same stuff. Might be have a strong high up in here. Hunter trades different as well too, so
Okay. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking that you all trade the same.
so might have been something that take a little bit of liquidity here. We have some right here, little liquidity there. So something maybe like that. I don't know. Let's see if that's what it was. Oh shoot.
Man, I think I would pass that one.
Huh?
I think I would pass that one. So
Yeah,
it
I
doesn't
wouldn't.
look.
I wouldn't have traded this. Nah, I didn't. That wasn't it. So yeah, for me personally, I just wouldn't take that trade. If it don't make sense to me, I'm not taking it.
Yeah, forget it. I just was thinking maybe you know why.
See, maybe it was just this. Yeah. Yeah, I think it might have just been a time base for him. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not 100% on why he took the trade. It's most likely time based though, because I know he traded just
Okay.
inducement and time. Me personally, I would have took this trade though,
Yeah.
because higher
Yeah.
time
It's
frame wise, what we took
and it's
out,
also strong high. Yeah.
but now it take out previous day high. Take previous day high, we get a reaction, which we just give a reaction to something. Right? We just look at it from here.
Mm.
This might have just gave the reaction. I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't trade directly off of it, but then the market comes to it, right? We have what? The first low, the high. So this is liquidity for me.
Yeah.
The only thing that's left is this rejection candle, right? And then there's your entry. So I'll be selling this. In that case, I'll be selling that.
Yeah. But it's still risky because of the bullish move.
Yeah, because
In
we're
my
still
opinion.
bullish, but we took out liquidity.
Yeah.
Liquidity in all the blocks really gives you the fuel to move the market. So previous day high, we take out previous day high, we tap into something that was strong enough to make the market go. Again, we'll talk about what trend lines. Markets have to keep trending until it tap into something strong enough. It taps to something strong enough. So that's why we get a bullish move here. And then we still have something that takes out previous day liquidity. And we have an inducement right here that we marked out. There's your entry. And then we could sell. Now, where would I get out in this entry? In this particular trade?
Mm.
I will be looking to take out lows. I'll look out to
Yeah,
take
I'm
out
thinking
lows.
because the wick has something on the lower time frame, in the second time frame,
Yeah.
on the left side.
Also, it don't have nothing. Like it has a lot of momentum, a lot of imbalance. Sometimes it just takes out these lows.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me resolve this. But yeah, that's
Okay.
probably why he took that trade.
Yeah. Thanks.
No problem. So this could be a sign that we could go lower and start taking out liquidity. So we could probably start taking out liquidity until tap into something strong enough. So yeah, it could take all this out. But it depends on what the market want to do. So
Right.
we just react. That's why I say I'm done for the day. Main moves of the day already happened. So yeah, give me just a second. Yeah, all right, I'm back.
Cool.
So we might see something here. See what happened from here. Might take out some liquidity. We could do two things. We just keep going up higher, right? Or it might react to something in here. Either take this high or this is liquidity. Play the reaction from there. I prefer to see something get taken out up here though, and then tap in and then go lower. If not, just keep going up higher. Because I'm really still looking at bullish, like this being overall bullish. That's me personally.
Yeah.
So anybody got anything else?
I'm good.
Good. Anybody else? Y'all could use y'all mics. That was it. Then I could end it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Nobody else? Okay. All right, cool. Well, I'll stop the recording and then we can, I guess, talk about whatever else.